this is Magnus here, and Happy New Year. I'm glad to be back on the show. I took a couple of weeks off, first to do a quick little photo shoot that I had for a little birthday party, and then of course to celebrate New Year's and have a good time. So today's video is specifically about the GH5 and the new spec announcement that they did in this week's CES. So I've got the spec list right here. I didn't analyze it too much because I wanted to have a live reaction on the camera right now. So first, listing off the specifications. I've got 20.3 megapixel digital live MOS sensor. So I'm assuming they wanted to keep it a low megapixel count to absorb light better, and then of course make it easier to process 4K footage when you're recording in 4K, because the less megapixels you have to process and then crop down, the easier it would be. Venus Engine image processor, so I assume that's good. What else we got? UHD 4K 60p video with no crops. So they're not cropping out any of the pixels, which is a nice thing. They're actually, but because the megapixel count is as low as it is, it makes it easier to do that without overheating the device that much. So, and 60p and 4K, that's amazing, but at least at this point right now, 2017, I think a lot of more cameras should be able to, process 4K footage at least 60p. Now that consumers are starting to get more UHD televisions as they become more affordable. Internal 422 10-bit 4K video at 24 to 30p. Interesting, I'm reading this right now for the first time and I'm thinking, alright, so you're going to do 4K video at 422 10-bit only at 24 and 30p. So I'm assuming when you do 60p, you're not going to get that 422 color ratio. So, again, that's a great feature, something that cameras are going to adopt more, especially as more screens are becoming HDR capable and you could actually see better detail with that color. So that's a plus. 5-axis sensor stabilization, dual IS2. So what that means to me is they're going to have in-camera stabilization as well as using your lenses for image stabilization as well. And I think that's phenomenal. Again, a feature that I wish more camera manufacturers had, and I enjoy. So moving on, 0.76 times 3.68 million dot OLED viewfinder. Viewfinders, to me, I like a digital viewfinder much more than I like a mirrored viewfinder, because of course you can see what your image is going to come out when you come out and take a few pictures or video. You don't have to look at the camera every 5 seconds every time you take a picture. So definitely a huge plus that they improve the quality of it. So 3.2 inch 1.6 millimeter dot free angled touchscreen. Hopefully it's a full touchscreen and you could swipe photos and look at your videos and do everything, zoom, pinch to zoom and all of that, because those are better. Advanced DFD AF system, 6K and 4K photo. Not sure what that means. I guess I'll have to look that up a little bit more and see how that benefits. Again, I'm doing a live reaction to the specs right now. ISO 25,600 at 12 frames per second continuous shooting. Now I see cameras go higher, and with the crop, a 4/3 sensor that this camera has, I'd wonder how well that is, but of course you'd have to try it out before you can actually see what type of performance that'll give you. But with an improved image sensor and the updated processor, I'm sure you'll still get amazing photos with this, as well as video. Dual UHS-2 SD slots, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Huge plus. I think that's a huge plus. You'll be able to, record and take photos very fast. Two SD slots. SD cards are a lot smaller. They hold larger capacities at good speeds compared to CF cards. So I actually do think that's plus. And on this website, it didn't have much more specs than that. But what I have heard is that the camera itself is capable of taking 18 megapixel stills from recording at 6K. And I think that's amazing too. In my previous video, I kind of talked about that, but this spec list didn't have that. So all in all, from this website that I saw, I think that the GH5 is an amazing competitive camera that is definitely in my radar of cameras to get. But this time, I want to actually wait out a little bit and see if the competition actually has anything better that comes out. But GH4 was able to pretty much meet and beat many of the competition that came out after it when it came to recording 4K. Personally, I don't have a GH4, and I don't know if I'd adopt a GH5, but it definitely looks like it's going to be an interesting year for mirrorless and DSLR cameras in 2017. I'm looking forward to it. I wonder if you are too. Let me know in the comments below. You can make my day if you subscribe today, hit that like and share. This is Magnus, and I'm out. Happy 2017.